The Dynasty was going on. It's your boy Flex. We back. The Dynasty, the final season standings is what we're going to go through because the regular season is over. These are the final standings. The North Division, you got the New York Knicks. 16-3-1. I win the division. I got the #1 rank in the league. I took that out at the end, and that only came out due to Mr. Thomas's unseemly loss last week. But moving on to the standings, right behind me, you had the Toronto Raptors in second place in the North Division with 13-6-1 record, 3 games behind me. Behind him, you got the Celtics with a 9-10-1 record, 7 games back. The Lakers had a 5-14-1 record, 11 games back, and then you got the Nuggets with a 4-16 record. I'm sorry, they're the actually only team that didn't have a tie in our division. Tough division, man. You had a lot of ties in our division to break it out. But moving on over to the South Division, winner of that, and I got to give a shout out to Mr. Thomas. See you in the playoffs. Atlanta Hawks, nasty team, man. Like I said, they took a loss last week. That's the only reason they bumped me up into the #1 overall rank in the actual league. But the Atlanta Hawks had a 16-4 record. Portland Trail Blazers right behind them at 5 games back had an 11-9 record. San Antonio Spurs with an even 10-10 record. They were 6 games back. The Memphis Grizz with a 9-11 record, 7 games back. Then you had the Magic that had a 5-15 record, 11 games back in their division. I'll move through the actual standings and stuff like that, or the field goal percentage, #1 and everything. Field goal percentage, #1 goes to the Memphis Grizz with a high 48%. Free throw percentage with a high 79%. That goes to the Blazers. 3-point percentage, that goes, or 3-pointers made, that goes to the Knicks with over 1,212 3-pointers made. But the 3-point percentage, that goes to the Toronto Raptors, shooting at a high 37%. Rebounding category, that's going to go to the Toronto Raptors with 6,720 rebounds. The next guy, which was the Memphis Grizzlies, is like 300 behind. And then you got the assist category. That's going to the Hawks with 4,038 assists. I'm second, and I got 3,397 assists. So that just goes to show you the passers on his team. Steals, that category is going to go to the Hawks with 1,278. Then you got the blocking category. That's also going to go to the Hawks with 802. Now the turnovers, that's going to go to the Magic with 1,573. Personal fouls, I guess we could throw it in there. The team that fouled the most, the Denver Nuggets, with 2,142 fouls. Excuse me, that's wrong. They're the actual best team. They had the least amount of fouls. The worst fouling team goes to the Atlanta Hawks with 2,973. And then you got the points all together. That's going to go to the Hawks as well. You know what I'm saying? Hawks is flying. And let's see if they fly through the playoffs. Moving on up to the points, he had 18,008 points. He had 20,000 more points, or excuse me, 2,000 more points than the next person behind him, which was the Toronto Raptors that had 16,669 points. Now, not sure how much time I got left. Let me take a look down at the timer so I don't get cut off like I've been getting cut off because I've been running my shows mad long, trying to let everybody know and catch up. Got the computer now, done got jacked and all that bullshit, but hey, I'm back. And let me go ahead and move into last week's matchups. Last week's matchups pitted the New York Knicks in the final Week 20 regular season matchup. Pitted the New York Knicks against the Toronto Raptors. We tied in that one, 5-5-1. Moving on over to the second matchup. That one right there is going to go over to, looks here like, excuse me, the Magic and the Trailblazers. Magic and the Trailblazers in that matchup was 8-3. The Orlando Magic actually take that matchup. The Memphis Grizzlies going up against the San Antonio Spurs. The San Antonio Spurs win that one 7-4. The Boston Celtics taking on the Atlanta Hawks. This was a surprising victory of the week. The Celtics actually got a win here, 6-5, edging out the Atlanta Hawks, giving them their last loss of the season. And then you have the Los Angeles Lakers in the last matchup taking on the Denver Nuggets. The battle of the two worst teams in the league, actually. And the Denver Nuggets, the worst team in the league, actually takes that one 6-5, just edging out the Los Angeles Lakers. And seems to me like that's going to be the playoffs. Or that was last week's standings. I'll get into the playoff brackets. just go ahead and get into your scoreboard tabs for me if you'd like. And if you go into the brackets, simple brackets really, what it's looking like here. Wow. I was gonna say I thought I changed this up, but as I'm looking now, it does not even show my team. It's probably because I got a bye. First matchup, which is gonna go 5-4, is the San Antonio Spurs taking on the Portland Trail Blazers, and the 3-6 matchup puts the Boston Celtics against the Toronto Raptors. Now moving on up, like I was saying, the bye is gonna go to me, and it looks like the Atlanta Hawks. So let's see what happens next week. Sitting pretty, I guess. And that's this week's show, man. It's a playoff edition. I know I ain't been on. I know I've been slacking, but I'm back.